Hey guys, welcome to Music with Mr. T. Today's not going to be an instructional music lesson, but instead it's going to be a little tutorial on how I've been editing and creating some of my videos for my lessons. I've been using the program called Wondershare Filmora 9. It's available both on your PC and Mac. There is a free version, but you can also purchase the full version. I forget the price, I'll put it in the video later. But with the full version, you are able to create your videos without a watermark and without any limitations on what you could do. So I'm using a Mac, but once we get everything, like all your video files put together, what you're going to do is open the program and you're going to select a new project. Once you've pulled this window up here, you'll go over here to where it says Import and import your media files, your pictures, your videos, your audio, whatever it is that you're going to be putting into the video that you're going to create. So, for example, I have all of these files from my solfege lesson. So what I'm going to do is just select all of these files and open them. It loads them in. And then all of your files that you're going to be putting in your videos are going to be listed right here. Once you've put a file, or once you put a video or a file in, and you want to keep the project settings, it will show a little blue check mark here. So I've dragged this video in, and it's now in my video player timeline. Once you put your first element on your timeline, it is very important that you save and name your project so that if your computer crashes or battery dies or whatnot, all the work that you've done before you've exported and rendered the video is saved. So, here's the video. I'll just put, this clip has been put in. The lovely Mac lollipop is popping up now. Once that decides to go away, we'll go to the next steps, adding some special features, titles, effects of that nature. Alright, now that we've got our video loaded into our screen here, we want to add a drop-in box. So I'm going to show you now how to create and add that drop-in box. So we want to add this image here as a highlight or a pop-out in our video. So we'll click it and drag it to the blank space in the timeline. Let's say we put it here. Now, once you've done that, you double click it, and then you get a number of options in your video window. You can choose some different motions, how it comes in. I'll select boom, and then you notice here that it's covering the whole screen. So once you've had the video selected, you double click it, and you make sure that it's selected with these blue dots around it. And then you can resize it, however what size you want it, and you can then drag it to wherever you want it to show up in your video. Once you've got it where you want it, you've slided what effect you want it to do, you click OK, and then you can actually see how it looks. In pitch order, from left to right, they are C, D, so it's popped in, F, G, A, and then it pops back out. And C. If you want to add titles or text at the bottom of your screen, you click that titles button and click included. And if you want it to be in the bottom of the page, you can click lower thirds. So I clicked lower thirds, double click it so you see what it looks like, and then the same thing, just drag it into that blank spot in your timeline. Once you've got it where you want it, double click that lower third box and then add your title. If you want the title to be longer, go to the edge of the box and drag it to make it longer, or if you want it shorter, drag it to make it shorter. You can also add titles over the top of the video, imposed over it. Decide which one you want, and you put it in that blank timeline as well. Then double click the title and add your title. Or if you would like an opener, these pretty graphics, you click openers decide what opener you want, and you can also drag that to your timeline. I'll put it in the beginning of the video. It's going to download it, and then it's going to pop it into place in just a moment. And then the same thing to edit your text. Double click the box, and then your headline and here. Then you edit your text, and it's done. Now, when it's time to create your video, after you've put everything in your timeline, you've added your titles, your pop-in videos, and whatever else you wanted to add, you will go over here to export. Actually, one more thing. If you want to add audio, either from your media that you've added already, or from the free audio that comes with the program, you click your audio and you'll drag it down to this audio spot in the bottom. You can also do the same thing as you did with the titles, where you make it longer or shorter. And if you want any fade-in effects, double click the audio track down there. You can click fade in, fade out, how long you want it to fade in or how long you want it to fade out. And at any time, you're always able to click this play button and preview what you've been working on. So there's the audio that we've added. There's that title we added. There's the pop-in we added. And there's that lower third title we added. Okay, so now that you've done all of that, then when you're finished with all of your effects, your titles, your images, whatever you want to add into your video, you will click the export button. Now, I have the full paid version, so it's not going to put a watermark or put any restrictions on it, but you can choose what file you want it to create as. I choose MP4 because it's the most compatible version, but you can also use MOV, which is a Apple QuickTime version. So you select the file type, you want to name your video, and where you want it to save it. Now, the default is for it to save to output, and I always have trouble finding where it goes if it's in output, so I always save it to my desktop first, and then I move it to whatever file system I want on my flash drive, my hard drive, wherever you want to be. So once you've selected those two things, then you click the export button, and it begins creating and rendering your video. You'll get a pop-up when it's done. Actually, hold on. Yeah, so you'll get a pop-up when it's done. It'll say your video has been created, and it'll open up the folder where your video was created. Then you can upload it to YouTube, your Google Drive, your Google Classroom, wherever you are posting your videos, and your video's all done.